The Yamaha FC5 foot switch pedal is a very useful addition to the EAD10 in controlling all the different parameters inside of the EAD10. Now there's a couple that are a little more useful than others, just with the natural mechanics of the FC5. The FC5 is a very quick action oriented pedal, whereas say the FC7 has more of a dual action motion to it, whereas FC5 is more designed for just a quick action. So the first things first, you're going to plug it into the back of the EAD10, into the foot switch input, and now we have to tell the EAD10 that we're using the FC5 pedal specifically. So you're going to go into menu, you're going to scroll down to trigger, press the enter button, then you're going to scroll all the way down with the plus, with the up and down arrows, all the way down to foot switch select, press enter again, and then from this point you can scroll through and choose whichever pedal you're using. In this case, we're using an FC5, and you're going to use the minus and plus buttons to navigate those. And there, FC4/FC5 is the one you want. And once you've done this, you can go ahead and exit out. Now, in order to save this change, just make sure that you store it. And anything you store, so in this case, I have preset number 2 selected, but when I go to store this, it's going to be stored as a user bank. And all of the user banks are going to be found after the preset banks. So you're going to go into menu, scroll down to utility, press enter, scroll down to pad function, press enter. Now from this point we can choose all the different parameters that we want to assign to the FC5. Just as a quick example, you have things like increase scenes, decrease scenes, select scene, toggle scene, increase tempo, decrease tempo, tap tempo. All of these would be really useful. Any quick action that we'd want to make happen, the FC5 is a really good pedal for that. Click on and off would be really good. Let's go ahead and use bypass on and off as an example of the FC5. So from this point, we have to tell the EAD10 which of the functions, in this case, be it reverb, effects, or trigger, that we want the FC5 to bypass when we want that action to happen. So you're going to go ahead and scroll down. In here, we can go ahead and check off, for example, if I have a trigger on my snare drum, and maybe for a specific fill or even a specific song in my set list, I want to bypass that effect, I can go ahead and check mark that, so when I press the FC5, it's going to shut off the trigger zones on my snare drum. And I just have to press it again to turn them back on. In this case, let's just go ahead and use effects as an example. So I'm going to go ahead and choose effects. And you can do that with the plus or minus buttons, minus to uncheck it, plus to check it. So now, if you look at my effects knob here, when I press the FC5 pedal, you notice it's blinking. So as an example, maybe I have like a flanger effect that I want to use in the middle of a song. All I have to do, instead of reaching over and adjusting it with my hands, which would be pretty hard to do in mid-fill, unless you're really, really talented, maybe you can pull it off with a one-handed fill. But for usefulness, that's where the FC5 really comes in handy. So if I want to go ahead and turn that flanger effect on, now it's on, and then I want to turn it off for the rest of the set or that song, it's just a quick tap of my foot on the FC5 pedal. So those are some of the useful parameters that you can control with the FC5. That's how you plug the FC5 in and how you assign it to the EAD10. We'll see you in the next video.